In recent years, the portrayal of strong and independent women in the media has become increasingly prevalent. Various forms of media, such as television, movies, music, and advertisements, have begun to stray away from centering a female around her appearance and her romantic relationships. The media has started to show women in a more realistic light, portraying them in the context of their intelligence, their achievements, and their true personalities and appearances, rather than sleek, perfected, and airbrushed. One example of the shift in the portrayal of women in television is The Mindy Project. The show is centered around the main character, Mindy Lahiri, who is an OBGYN and is essentially the head of the practice she works in. Each episode is centered around the conflicts and experiences Mindy has within her job, her friendships, her relationships, and the intersections between them. And while the show does shed light into Mindy's romantic relationships, it always leads back to Mindy's ability to put her patients and her career before anything else. This is something that is different from the traditional portrayal of women on TV, as female characters are usually focused on because of the male characters they are involved with. The show emphasizes that women can be intelligent, successful, and happy with their lives without being romantically involved with anyone. An example of this theme in film is the movie Hidden Figures. It tells the story of the three women responsible for the math behind the mission to send astronaut John Glenn into space: Dorothy Vaughan, Mary Jackson, and Katherine Johnson. The three women were black female mathematicians in a work environment that was almost entirely white and male. These three women paved the way for women in STEM. They worked through oppression because of their race and gender, and they were told countless times that they were unfit to do what they were doing because they were black women.
Handle any numbers you put in front of them.
You and I are different from each other.
This is about inventing the math, because without it, we're not going anywhere.
Yes, sir.
You were a white male. Would you wish to be an engineer?
I wouldn't have to. I'd already be one. Every time we have a chance to get ahead, they move the finish line.
I need to be in that room hearing what you hear.
Within these walls, who makes the rules?
You, sir, you are the boss. You just have to act like one, sir.
This movie displays women in the context of their intelligence, their achievements, their career, and their perseverance, rather than focusing on their appearances or relationships, differing from the popular movie plot where women set out to find true love. This ultimately relates back to the shift in the portrayal of strong women in the media. An example of this theme in terms of art is the book Strong is the New Pretty. Photographed by Kate T. Parker, these photos are meant to show young girls doing what they are passionate about. It serves as a celebration of young girls and their achievements, their goals, their hobbies, and their strength. The series encourages girls to focus on who they are as people and what they can accomplish, rather than on what others think of them and what they look like.
Your daughters, what happened to make you say, this is what I want to do?
I was actually getting ready for a gallery show, and I had to pull together the 20 best images to show in the gallery. And I noticed that the images that meant the most and that resonated most with me were the ones where the girls were allowed to be themselves. Like for my girls, that meant like dirty and full of it and sassy and emotional and yelling. I wanted my girls to know that who they were was important and it was worthy of being taken a picture of, which for me meant celebrated.
It shows young girls that there's no right way to be a girl and that every girl is strong and beautiful in her own way without the need to conform to the unrealistic expectations society has imposed upon them. This makes the series a perfect example of the portrayal of strong women in the media. An example of this theme in literature is the children's book She Persisted by Chelsea Clinton. It teaches children about some of the most influential females in history, such as Harriet Tubman, Virginia Apgar, Sally Ride, and Oprah Winfrey.
Sally Ride always believed women could succeed in any math or science career. Although not everyone agreed, she persisted, and she became the first American woman in space. But that being a girl isn't easy. At some point, someone probably will tell you no, will tell you to be quiet, and may even tell you your dreams are impossible. Don't listen to them. These 13 American women certainly did not take no for an answer.
The book emphasizes the importance of remembering these women for their perseverance and for their persistent attitudes. It encourages young girls to remember these women and their accomplishments whenever they feel like they can't do something. It teaches young girls to focus on what matters most, the strength of their character and their willingness to continue working hard despite failure. The portrayal of women as strong and independent can also be observed in many songs, for example, Pretty Hurts by Beyonce. The song has lyrics such as, "My aspirations in life would be to be happy," "Perfection is the disease of a nation," and "It's the soul that needs surgery." These lyrics and phrases in the song emphasize to women how toxic it is to view their worth in the perfection of their appearance. Beyoncé stresses the importance of one's soul rather than their physical beauty. The emphasis on the need for women to stray away from viewing themselves for only their appearance and to view themselves as more than that is an example of the shift in the portrayal of strong women in the media. Various forms of advertisements have also begun to emphasize the importance of viewing women for more than just their physical appearance, such as Aerie with their Aerie Real campaign. The campaign places heavy emphasis on the fact that the models are no longer being retouched, meaning that many imperfections such as stretch marks, blemishes, and scars are on display. The campaign also now introduces models with physical disabilities, including models with both Down syndrome and type 1 diabetes, as well as a model in a wheelchair and a model who is an amputee. Aerie's inclusion of these models shows the public that a girl does not need to look a certain way in order to feel good about herself, and that a girl should not have to fit a certain image to be accepted by society. The campaign also released an advertisement where the models were given the chance to talk about their superpowers, which included their voice, ability to lift people up, strength, and positivity. The emphasis on these traits, rather than the model's physical traits, such as their body or their skin, shows that Aerie is striving to convince society and young girls to view females in a way that places importance on their personalities and abilities rather than their appearance. In conclusion, there are many aspects of the present-day media that seek to portray women as strong, independent, and intelligent figures, straying away from the traditionally strong emphasis on the appearance and the sexuality which media used to impose on females.